Hey guys, Mike here from Next Opportunity Events, and this is your 5-Minute Friday for October 9th. I got to start out today by saying happy birthday to my sister, Becky. It's her birthday, and so I'd be remiss if I didn't start this out by saying happy birthday. Last weekend, I ran the Cloudsplitter 150K, and so I wanted to take a little bit of time today, this week, to talk about that race. I'm not going to talk about Next Opportunity Events too much. This is a great event, the Cloudsplitter 100. Check them out online, Cloudsplitter 100, that's 100.com. It's put on by one of my friends, Susan Howe, who does a great race. So I ran this race for a couple of reasons. One, I just had to race. I haven't done too many races in 2015. I last raced, did my last 50K this past April. Really didn't race. I didn't race at all. Didn't even run very much over the summer. Just trying to get ready for the Hot 100 and getting Next Opportunity Events off the ground. And I just got to that point where I had to race. I'm very competitive, and just doing training runs all the time is not going to work for me. So I did it just because I had to race, and also selfishly I wanted to see how hard it is. With the Rough Trail Ultramarathon right around the corner for many of us, I had to know, is Rough the hardest 50K in Kentucky, or is the Cloudsplitter? And I gotta tell you, after doing it, I'm still on the fence. I was really hoping to go in there and say, yeah, Rough Trail Ultramarathon, definitely the hardest. But the Cloudsplitter 50K is a beast. I registered over 14,000 feet of total elevation change, 7,000 feet up Pine Mountain, 7,000 feet down Pine Mountain. I was absolutely beat. So I got to tell you, I'm still on the fence. I would love to hear what some of you think after running Rough Trail Ultramarathon in November. Try to run the Cloudsplitter. If you've already run it, tell me what you think. If you haven't run it, definitely run it again in next October. It's a fantastic event. Just a great atmosphere, a great mountain, some of the best views I've ever seen of any trail I've been on. Once you get to the top of that mountain, it's gorgeous. I got to stop right there and acknowledge a couple guys that I went with this weekend. Will Briggs, Jesse Chula, you guys were awesome. They let me crash in the hotel room with them. They let me bum a ride from them because I registered late. And just a couple of great dudes. Next Opportunity Events, veteran runners, part of our one and only 3-person relay team with our friend Laura Cox. Hi, Laura. 3-person relay team at the Hot 100 this past August. And it was just an amazing experience hanging out with those guys. Jesse Chula was his first ultramarathon ever, his first 50K. The guy's been training like a beast to get ready for this race and finished fifth overall in your first ultra of over 50 runners, which is pretty impressive. So congratulations, Jesse, and a big, huge shout out to Will. Will was there just encouraging us the whole way. He held my gear after I stripped off my jacket and my sweatpants at the starting line. He held them for me. He was there to cheer us in. So thank you, Will. Awesome job, Jesse. We came home with our badass Cloudsplitter finishers medals. So good job, guys. I'm going to reposition the camera real quick because the sun is getting in the video. Sorry. How's that? So great job to everybody at the Cloudsplitter 100. I got to give a shout out to all the volunteers as well as Susan Howe, the race director there. Amazing event. I will probably do it next year unless there's some reason I can't. It was a great race. I ran in my trusty Innovate Trail Rock 255s for you shoe geeks out there. These shoes are great shoes. They got me through all 3 of my ultras that I ran this year, the Wind Rock 50K in Tennessee and the Georgia Death Race 68 miler. So after over 200 miles of racing, I'm going to have to retire these bad boys, but that's okay. I've got plenty more where that came from. So a couple real quick updates on the Rough Trail Ultramarathon. Training run is tomorrow, 8 a.m. at Coomer Ridge Campground at Red River Gorge. Check it out online. Check out nextopportunityevents.com and Facebook. Just go to Facebook, search for Rough Trail Ultramarathon Training Run number 2. You'll find all the details, 8 a.m. Coomer Ridge Campground tomorrow. A quick update about the race. Headlamps. I've been asked about, do we need headlamps for the race? It's going to be pretty dark. The 50K starts at 7 a.m., so the sun's not quite up yet, but it will be light outside. So right now I'm not really going to say that we're requiring a headlamp, but I would very, very, very highly recommend that you have a headlamp that you want to start out with. Some of the sections in the early part of the course are very heavily shaded, so you might want to still have a headlamp on you. Bring one just to be safe. If it's dark, you're gonna want to have one. We might be able to work something out where you could drop it at the first aid station possibly. So keep your eyes and ears open for that. Keep your eyes on the website as we put up new announcements here. We're about a month out. Also, for those of you who are registered for the Rough Trail Ultramarathon, keep an eye on your inbox this coming week. I'm going to be sending out one of those big, long emails with a ton of detail in it, just because we're about a month out, so it's a good time to check in on all the logistics. So keep your eye on your inbox for that. Last update on that race before I sign off for this week is just about parking. A reminder, we're parking as of right now at Coomer Ridge Campground. We have a plan B where if we get to a certain capacity, we're going to have to spill over to do shuttles from a nearby parking lot. Nobody wants to do that, so please, 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 if you can carpool, please do that. Ride with your friends. Bring your family. The fewer cars that we can have at the campground, the better, because parking is limited and nobody wants to do shuttles. Those are no fun. So please try to work out with your friends. If you need help coordinating a ride from nearby cities, whether it's Lexington, Ashland, Cincinnati, wherever you might be coming from, let us know. Send us an email at info@nextopportunityevents.com. We'll help you coordinate any sort of carpooling that you might want to do. So that's it for this week. Again, as always, make sure you follow us on social media, Twitter @NextOpEvents. That's NextOPP Events. And we will see you next week.